Will being a nomad shelter you from a catastrophic event? An act of Mother Nature, a hurricane, an earthquake, an act of mankind, a nuclear bomb. These type of catastrophic events cannot be totally avoided or totally left unharmed as a nomad. As a nomad, you are disconnected from society to a certain degree, meaning that you don't have roots in any one community. Even if you visited for a while, there's nothing stopping you from starting your vehicle and leaving at a moment's notice. And you don't have to give anyone notice. You don't have to give your landlord. You don't have to sell your property. You can just leave quickly. So for some events, such as a hurricane, which I've been through, when I saw a hurricane approaching in the 5-day forecast, I just started my vehicle and made my way up the coast. So for certain things, you can avoid. During the pandemic, when I was living as a nomad, it was actually harder to be a nomad because the resources in public, the public gyms, the public parks, the Starbucks that you go into maybe to charge your electronics and to get some air conditioning or heating, everything shut down. And so you were forced to go home. So a lot of nomads got off the road because they were actually more vulnerable than homeowners. So that could be a reverse. If there was some type of, nuclear bomb or something like that, well, maybe you could drive away from an impacted area. Okay. And so there is some value in being flexible. But even as a nomad, we're connected to humans. We're connected to mankind. As an example, if your vehicle breaks down, but you don't have a store to go to get spare parts, or you don't have a mechanic shop to go to get it worked on, or if you go to a gasoline or charging station and all those are shut down, society shuts down, you're screwed. We saw that with the supply chain even during the pandemic. You need others. You need society. You need there to be food on the shelves. You need there to be workers in the auto parts store. You need there to be truck drivers bringing goods from one place to another. You need society functioning. So as a nomad, yes, you can avoid some things because you have an extreme amount of flexibility, which may help you avert some disasters. But you cannot avoid the fact that humans, no matter what country, no matter where you're from, we're all connected to a certain degree. And I hate that a little bit because, sometimes you hear the people say, oh, we're all connected. And, sometimes I don't want to be connected. I want to be by myself. I'm like that. I'm a nomad. But there's still an understanding in my mind, a realistic understanding, that all of us are affected in one sense of speaking by others. And you can't have society collapse and you succeed. You can't have society collapse and you succeed. Because even if you got a tank full of gas and you got 5 gas containers and you got enough canned food and water for 6 months or whatever, 6 years, what type of life is that? I'm not saying don't be prepared, but I'm saying, where are you driving to if there's complete catastrophe? Again, avoid a hurricane. Again, flexibility. These are great things. But you can't think that you're going to avoid catastrophe as a whole. If there's a supply shortage of auto parts, you're screwed. Eventually, you're going to have to replace auto parts. If you ever needed to go to a mechanic shop, if you ever needed, again, you're going to need gas. Again, you need people working in an oil refinery. You're going to need a charge. Even if you have an electric vehicle, you're going to need food stores. You're going to need others. As nomads, we try to avoid needing others as much as possible. I'm just like that. I like to do things on my own for the most part. I like it. I like independence. And so the nomad life, you should enjoy your independence and you should enjoy not being connected to society. But you should never wish for the downfall of society. You should never think you're going to escape some apocalyptic thing, and even if you do, you're going to have a hard life. Okay? You're going to have a hard, you ain't going to be watching me, you got nothing. Okay? You got whatever gas you got left, or however much charge you got in your battery, and that's it. You'll be eating canned food, and, you know, you'll just be riding around. I mean, we need others, okay, no matter what. You can still live an independent life by yourself, and I think many should that have the ability. But this is something that the nomad has to recognize. That the function of society, the function of community, the function of humankind, no matter what country, we are connected. Supply chains throughout the world, and even if there weren't supply chains throughout the world, we saw that, you know, a couple hundred years ago. If a catastrophe breaks out in one part of the world, eventually it comes to your doorstep, even before globalization. So we cannot avoid this. Okay? All the leaders know what I'm talking about. All the rational people know what I'm talking about. So you must have that understanding to play your part in society, whatever it is, and have a positive thought process to community and to civilization, society, etc. That's my thoughts in this video. Peace.